Hello and welcome to Vanta's video series, Convos with Customers. My name is Eric Martin. I'm the head of sales here at Vanta, joined today by Carol Hindsman, co-founder and CTO of JourneyTrack. Carol, thank you so much for joining us.
Eric, it's my pleasure. I've had the privilege to work with Vanta, with the tool, as well as the people behind Vanta. And I'm very happy to be here, excited to share our journey and our experiences with Vanta.
Awesome. Great. Well, let's jump right in. I'm going to stop sharing my screen here and just dive right in. And I guess just for starters, let me ask the question, what does JourneyTrack do?
All right. JourneyTrack is a cloud-based SaaS collaboration suite that helps enterprise build ideal customer journeys. It also helps brand deliver seamless journeys and customer experiences. You know, many of us have had the once in our lifetime where we buy a product or a service and we think, oh, we're buying it from this well-known brand, right? And it's not seamless, right? All of a sudden, you know, you're trying to get the product or ask questions or get support, and it seems like you're being moved from here to there, kind of ping pong type effect. And that really tarnishes the brand.
That's really interesting. When you say that you build these kind of ideal customer journeys, do you kind of do that more holistically, where you help the companies think through what should the customer journey be, or do you actually get in and build kind of solutions in your clients' products?
A little bit of both. We help them define and map out what that journey really is like. And our tool also provides the ability, for example, and this is one of a kind thing that we have. You go through your workshop, right? You spend the time, energy, collaboration with multiple resources, and you come up through what you think your journey is. Now, you have to spend the time and resource to get that result of that workshop, right? And actually put it in a way that resembles a journey, right? What's the beginning? What's the end? What's in the middle? And with JourneyTrack, you actually get to do that with a click of one button. So for those of you guys hearing us, if that piques your interest, go check out JourneyTrack.io.
Well, it's really interesting, right? I know you kind of talk about kind of helping kind of enterprises do this, but with just this kind of macro shift towards especially SaaS companies going more kind of the product-led growth approach, the customer journey piece is becoming so important. It's something that we are paying very close attention to here. I'm curious, you're the CTO and the co-founder, so I always like to ask for kind of founders that I get to talk to, where did this idea come from? You know, it's a kind of requires a kind of bold, brave person to go start a company. So how did you decide to do that in the first place?
I was very fortunate. A really good contact of mine in the professional environment. We were part of the women's technology group in the South Florida area. And she successfully ran Keyline Interactive, which is the sister company, for 13 plus years. And one of the areas that she thought the company could use a tool so that they wouldn't deliver something static back to the customer when it came to a journey with actions, right, to improve that journey, was to actually invest and go out and get developers and say, hey, why can't we do this on a platform where the journey stays there and continues to grow? It's not static, it's dynamic, it grows. And shortly after that, we had discussions about it. And after a turn of events in my life, I was like, this is a perfect opportunity to put all these different areas in my technical world and put them to good use here. So I was delighted to have had the opportunity to join another female Latina colleague and move forward and get JourneyTrack launched.
Amazing. Well, good for you. I'm curious, at JourneyTrack, I know you have this CTO. Does security also roll up to you?
Yes.
And how big or small is your kind of, would you say your security team is today?
Like any startup, there are not enough resources to cover all the areas. But that is the beauty of having a partner like Vanta, right? one that has a solution that helps us create, improve, manage any security program of any size.
Yeah.
And that has been a blessing for us. The tool, the partnership, the people behind Vanta really helping us put that together. I can gladly tell you that we're very proud of being SOC 2 Type 2 certified for 2 years in a row.
Nice.
And the second one was just with the risk assessment feature that Vanta rolled out and being able to really zero in on any specific certification. We now have the SOC 2, but we're targeting ISO. And it really helps us put things together with the minimum amount of resources possible.
Yeah, interesting.
It holds your hand.
Yeah, I love that. You mentioned like kind of really appreciating the people behind Vanta a few times now. Kind of who are the kind of people resources that you've leveraged since kind of being a Vanta customer now for over 2 years? Who are those people, and how have you kind of leaned on them as you have kind of not only kind of pursued your SOC 2 and now ISO, but also become more knowledgeable on the world of compliance at large?
Definitely. My conduit has been Claire, my account manager at Vanta. She's nice. Really knowledgeable, listens, dialogues with me, keeps me up to date with anything new that Vanta's coming and what the purpose of it is, so that we can tailor that to what we do and be able to be most effective with any of the latest and greatest things that you rolled out. But her ability of connecting inside Vanta, anytime we have a question or we have, hey, this came back in our audit. What does this mean? How do we do this? How do we prepare for this? And especially as we start with the ISO. And she's been really key in bringing people to us and helping us pick their brains and get us prepared on how to best do things. So that is different than just selling a product. You actually are invested in our success as a customer. And that separates Vanta.
Well, I appreciate you sharing that. And shout out to Claire if you're listening. I think, when you talk about kind of JourneyTrack helping companies kind of map out and kind of build out better customer journeys, certainly one part of our customer journey involves appreciating the kind of human support that we know nearly all of our customers need. So whether it's in the form of Claire, your dedicated CSM, or in-house ISO certifiers or SOC 2 auditors, that's very much kind of a part of kind of Vanta's core customer journey. So I'm glad you're getting benefit from that.
I definitely am.
You've mentioned ISO a few times. What's driving kind of the pursuit of the ISO cert?
Our ideal customers are enterprises of all sizes. We have been targeting the US, but we have so many large enterprise companies that we work with that have locations internationally, Australia, Europe. And it's really important for us to not just be SOC 2 Type 2, which is recognized mostly here in the United States, but also bring ourselves to international standards. So ISO is what we're targeting next. We're hoping to get ready for the first part of the certification early next year.
Nice. Nice. Interesting. And is ISO something that you or your kind of sales or biz dev team have been explicitly asked for, or are you anticipating being asked for that?
Both.
Okay. Interesting. Both. How have you navigated kind of the request for ISO today without having it in hand?
Definitely saying, look, we are SOC 2 Type 2.
Yeah.
Okay. And from there to ISO, it's a big stretch, but it's just a stepping stone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're just working through all the different aspects of it and preparing ourselves to be ready. We already did the internal audit and got some guidance in shoring up some areas. And we're looking forward to next steps with there.
Nice. I love that. Are you working with the same firm that did your SOC 2 audit for your ISO cert, or are you working with a different partner there?
No, a different partner.
Different partner. Cool. Nice.
Yes.
And already, as you kind of have learned about the new requirements for ISO compared to the SOC 2 work, how have you delegated that work? And how have you kind of leveraged Vanta to make the delegation of that work clearer or more straightforward?
Definitely, Vanta is amazing because it's a single point for everybody to go to.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have information, documentation distributed all over.
Yeah.
And that right there is priceless. The ability to have the test area where it's telling you what are your deficiencies, what needs to be reviewed. Did somebody not complete onboarding? Did somebody, not offboarded on time? It really helps you stay on task, right? Yeah. Now you have the ability to take each and every task and assign an owner, right? So now we can talk about, hey, what's on your list, right? Let's make sure that doesn't become overdue. How can I help you make that happen? And Vanta just makes it very convenient and easy for us not to lose track of what's really important. And it helps us gather that evidence. Yeah. Even going through the SOC 2 certification, I was amazed of how much less evidence we had to come up for the editors, because they're like, yep, I got that in Vanta. Yep, you have that in Vanta. Like, yes. That's a great feeling to have when you're going through this certification and these audits.
Oh, I bet, as much as we talk about the time savings for our customers, we've spent the last 6 years building tooling for our audit partners as well. So there's also massive time savings for them in this process. And I'm glad to hear that, you're kind of leveraging Vanta as this kind of single pane of glass and kind of taking advantage of the opportunity to kind of notify the right test or control owners when things go out of whack. We take a lot of pride in those kind of two-way task tracker integrations so that, the folks on your end who are responsible for different controls don't explicitly have to log back into Vanta to fix it. We can meet them where they work, with the kind of least disruption. So yeah, I love that. I have a kind of a selfish, curious question. As kind of JourneyTrack continues to grow, at what point do you as the CTO and co-founder think about making a first security hire?
Right away. As a matter of fact, we are in the process of securing additional funding that is going to help us pretty much all of next year and some of the following one. And those are first in line.
Interesting. Nice. Mm-hmm. And are there, besides kind of SOC 2 and ISO, I suppose, are there other kind of certifications or kind of frameworks or standards that are on your horizon today?
Well, starting with those, there are so many areas as a startup, right? That we just expanded our sales and marketing to get a bigger footprint from a customer perspective. And so now it's time for the technical side to get a little love and bring some of our key positions in.
Cool. I love that. Well, I've enjoyed this conversation today. Are there any kind of final words you'd like to say in regards to either kind of JourneyTrack or kind of advice for folks that are considering adopting a tool like Vanta as they embark on this journey?
I would tell you, give Vanta a call. They are there for you, not just from a tool, but their people are there vested for you to succeed. You can't ask for any more than that.
Awesome. Well, Carol, thanks again for taking so much time with us today. Really kind of appreciate you sharing and really appreciate you being a long-term Vanta customer.
Thank you, Eric. It's a great conversation. Thank you for having me.
All right. You have a great rest of your day.
You too.
Bye.